Hello students. In the last lessons we discussed about the concept of index numbers, and we have also discussed the uses or importance of index numbers. Today we are going to discuss the limitations of index numbers, limitations or weaknesses of index numbers. Limitations or weaknesses of index numbers. In the construction of index numbers, there are some practical difficulties which a person or a statistician faces. Practical and theoretical limitations which we are going to discuss here are some. Number first limitation of index number is the index numbers are not completely true. They are not completely true. So 100% we cannot say index numbers are true. So index numbers are not fully true. For example, one can only make an estimate of change in the value of money with the help of index numbers. The index numbers simply indicate arithmetic tendency of the temporal change in the value. So we can say that index numbers cannot be completely true because we make an estimate of change in the value of money with the help of the index number. So first limitation or weakness is that index numbers are not completely true. Why? Because we can only make an estimate of change. It is not true change. It is estimated change, real change. It is not real change. We can estimate the change in the value of money with the help of index numbers. Number second limitation is international comparison is not possible. International comparison is not possible. What is this? International comparison means when we compare different countries of the world on the basis of index numbers. If we, for example, construct an index number for India, and on the other hand, we construct the price index number for USA. USA has adopted one type of index number and India has adopted another type of index number. There can be difference. It cannot give us the true comparison. For example, in India, there can be high inflation. In USA, there can be low inflation, less price level. But if we use the index number for India in one way and index number for for USA in other way, it can show less price in India and more price in USA, which cannot be in practice true. Which cannot be. So we can say different countries have different bases of index numbers. These do not help in international comparison. So we can say that different countries use different methods, tools of index numbers. They cannot make true international comparison. Number third limitation is difference of time. Difference of time. Difference of time. Difference of time. This is third limitation. With the passage of time, it is difficult to make comparison of index numbers. With the changing times, man's habits, tastes, etc. also undergo change. Consequently, index numbers constructed on the basis of old consumption pattern cannot be compared with the index numbers constructed on the basis of new consumption pattern. So consumption patterns change. Index numbers constructed on the basis of old consumption pattern cannot be compared with the index numbers constructed on the basis of new consumption pattern. So consumption pattern can be different from time to time, which cannot give us the true picture of price rising trend. Number fourth is limited use. The index number have limited use. Index numbers are prepared. These are prepared with certain specific objectives. For example, some people construct index number for one purpose, another group of person construct it on the basis for the another purpose. If they are used for another purpose, they may not lead to wrong conclusions. So if they are used for another purpose, they may lead to wrong conclusions. For example, index numbers prepared to know the economic condition of teachers cannot be used to know about the economic condition of laborers. So if two persons construct index numbers for two separate purposes, they may they may not give the valid conclusions. They may give wrong conclusions. For example, index numbers prepared to know about the economic condition of teachers or employees cannot be used to know about the economic condition of laborers, because consumption pattern, income pattern, price, use of goods and purchase of goods is different between different group of people. Number fifth limitation is lack of retail price index. Lack of retail price index. Lack of retail price index numbers. What is this? What is this? This is another limitation. Most of the index numbers are prepared on the basis of wholesale price index. Generally, we use index numbers to know the wholesale price index. But in real life, retail prices are most relevant, but it is difficult to collect retail prices information about the retail price, because in one place retail price is one for a commodity and it can be different for the same commodity. For example, at region a product X is bought and sold for 10 rupees. But when we move to point B, in region B, the same X can be sold for rupees 5. Or at point C, it can be sold at rupees 20. So there is different retail price for a product at different places. That is why we say that retail prices are most relevant, but it is difficult to collect information about retail prices. Index numbers based on wholesale price may be misleading. So index number is generally used for calculating the wholesale index, which is not good index, which do not give a real picture of the inflation or deflation. Wholesale price index gives misleading results about the price rise or price fall or inflation or deflation. So these are some of the I can say weaknesses, limitations faced in the index numbers. They may not be completely true. International comparison is not possible because one country uses one type of index, another uses another type of index. We cannot compare the price rising trend in two countries or more than two countries, because countries use different types of index numbers. Difference of time. If we calculate index number from 1990 to 2001, it can be different situation. It can be different. On another time, we can take the base year as 1995. Consumption pattern in 90 can be different and than 1995. So that is why difference of time matters here, which index number cannot judge or calculate fully. it has limited use. It has limited. The index numbers are prepared with certain specific objectives. If they are used for, and if two persons use index numbers for two persons, or two agencies use index numbers for two different purposes, they may not give valid results. For example, index number prepared for employees cannot be used. Same index number cannot be used to know the economic condition of the laborers or industrial workers, etc. Then the last one and very important one is lack of retail price index number. It We can calculate the retail price index, but the information at different regions from the same country, from the same state, can be different. The retail price for the same commodity can be different, so we cannot get perfect retail price index, which is a good index to know the price level of a country. So it fails to give the correct information about retail price index. It is based solely, wholly and solely based on the wholesale price index. So these are the weaknesses or limitations of index numbers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.